Hello, hello, Bethany here, Just Be Scrap. Welcome. Today I'm going to share with you an altered project that I did late spring after I was able to get a photo shoot in with my girls. Yes. I have been wanting to do this project for years. I saw it in, I don't know, a scrapbook, ideas book years ago. And at the time, I wasn't really, I didn't have a good camera. I wasn't really a photographer. I love, even as much as I love photos, taking the photos is a lot different. And then, of course, post-processing and, editing and getting them in the right program and whatnot. It just was overwhelming. So I had put this project on hold, always in the back of my mind. And like I said, early this spring, my husband knows a gentleman that has his own photography studio. So he invited me to bring my camera, since I have a DSLR now, to come and use it in his studio to see if I could learn anything. And I can't say that I really learned much, just because I was having too much fun taking pictures. So as far as the mechanics of my camera, they still remain a mystery. But I got a really cute project out of it. So my altered blocks is what I'm not really even sure what to call it. They are altered blocks is what they are. The 4 blocks on the bottom are a Stampin' Up! Product, and the 3 blocks on top are from my local craft store. So this is very doable. I do not know if Stampin' Up! Still carries their blocks, but I'm sure you could check out online somewhere to see if they have that or not. If not, check with your local scrapbook store, because I'm sure that they would have an alternative to use. So what I did, I started with my paper collection first of all, because I knew what colors I wanted it to be. My living room is done in browns, reds, and blacks. And so I had picked this up when it first came out. It's the Lost and Found Union Square by My Mind's Eye. It's one of the first Lost and Found packs they came out with. Fantastic papers. They are just wonderful. The colorings, the patterns, all of it. I love it. It is such a great collection. Probably one of my all-time favorites by any company. And it matched my colors so well. So I was very happy that they did that. And that I waited, because if I had done this project years ago when I wanted to, it wouldn't have never have been what it is now. And the way my mind works, I have to work in structure, in a logical structure, if you will. So building the pages, essentially I used the 4 blocks as a page, and then I used the 3 blocks as a embellishment piece, if you will. So I literally took a 6x6 page right from the 6x6 pad, set it up, and said, hey, that works. That's what I did. I cut it down to the sizes that I needed for each of my blocks, and then adhered it to the blocks. And I do believe I just used a matte gel. I believe that's what I used. It's just a matte gel. And this works great. I love it. Even more than Mod Podge. I know a lot of people use the Mod Podge. I prefer that. It works so much better, and it doesn't have near the mess that Mod Podge makes for me. So, that being said, I did do a lot of distressing of my papers. I distressed the edges, and I inked my edges. I even did it on my photos, all the way around, as you can tell. So it has a very, very grunge, very vintage look, which is exactly what I was going for. On some of my pieces, like in the paper, it has that little journey. I used the glossy accents so that it would shine and stand out. And then I just used pieces from my stash. I used lots of embellishment pieces. Pieces that are ancient. This is an ancient piece. I believe that's a Making Memories piece. This is just a jewelry piece that I love, and I thought it matched really well too. I kind of added in some copper. I used lots and lots of flowers. This guy actually happens to be an old clothespin, and I lost the back side of him, and I had kept it thinking that, oh, I'll find it somewhere. You know, it's in my stash. Well, I liked it for this project because it looks like he's holding in that little token, even though he's not, but it looks really cute. So, and then on the back, that's an old door key, and my key fell off, but my key does hang on there too. So, and that little nail, I just nailed it into the block. It's not really wood, I don't think, but it worked. So, my next block has a little cameo, and I put a pearl there. I put one of those eyelet screws on the top, which is what's holding the token piece by Tim Holtz. Lots and lots of flowers, and I'm not going to go through where all those flowers are from. They are from everywhere. I got some at Hobby Lobby. I got some from Wild Orchid Crafts. Just, you know, whatever was in my collection. These are beads, word beads that I picked up years ago as well. I ran some wire through them and then just used glossy accents to put them on. So that love also has the glossy accents on it to kind of give it some shine. I did tops on both sides, my top and my bottoms, just in case, you know, just to give it a finished look. I really wanted it to be complete and done. So you've seen the decorated sides. Now the opposite sides are all pictures. The pictures on the bottom I did just in Photoshop. Right here. You know, that chalkboard thing is so popular right now, so that's what I did with that. I put our family name and then, of course, the sisters, because it is mostly my girls. There's a couple of pictures of my husband and I, just to get us in the project, but I left it mostly with my girls. The smaller blocks is where the fun was at, because they are so small, and I was able to embellish the tops of them. So, again, I had to line up my paper, figure out where I wanted to sit. This spells hello right here on my little pins. I don't know if you can see that very well. But if you flip the piece around, again, there was my other piece that I used to lay down on the block first. And then that one on this side actually spells our last name, which is Smith. So I thought that was really cool to do that. And then I did the bottoms and I did the tops, and on these tops I was able to do some embellishing because they sit, there's nothing else that's going to get stacked on top of them. So I had some glossy accents here, put some trim right here, there's a brad, there's a brad. On my brads, to get them on, I just clipped off what is essentially called the shank part of it, just like a button, and then just used some, I believe I used hot glue to glue those down with. And on this one, that's an old ribbon slide that I've had in my stash for years. I think I had that when I was doing woodwork, some woodwork projects. More glossy accents right here, and then just a ton of flowers on the top with my one little piece of spool that I wrapped with some new twine, because I don't sew, but I love the whole concept of sewing, and I come from a very long line of hand sewers. Both of my great-grandmothers did some amazing quilts, and the whole vintage piece to me relates to them and why I love vintage. So I had to include a piece that was dear to me and also representative of both of them. So that's my piece. I did tell you that we had pictures of me and my husband and our family, so there's our photos. And then on the other side is the girls again, and then a picture of them together. And these ones on the smaller blocks are just random photos from my stash. The ones on the big blocks were from that actual photo shoot that I took with Jose. So I was able to incorporate some everyday pictures of us, even still, in my project. And it was just super fun. It was a super fun project, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys will give it a try. Any questions at all, please comment me. Check out my blog. It's justbescrap.com. And thank you so much. Have a great night.